to a new world record in the late 70s, he was the first man to go past 300 and live to tell about it. 14 years before Warby, Donald Campbell went past 300 and died doing it. 2 years after Warby, American Lee Taylor went past 300 and was also killed doing it. Man's fastest speed on water is half what it is on land, yet over the years, it's proved even more dangerous. When World War I engulfed Europe, the water speed record was just 57 miles an hour. In the 10 years that there'd been a record, only the British and the Americans had shown any interest. Through the 1920s, it was the Miss America series of boats that dominated the rival Miss Englands, and they took the record up to about 90 miles per hour. In 1930, the British got it back, but at a terrible price. The boat was Miss England 2. The driver was the legendary Sir Henry Seagrave, at that time holder of the land speed record. On Daytona Beach in Florida the year before, the Mad Major, as he was known, had pushed his Golden Arrow car to a world record of more than 230 miles per hour. Today, on the water, he was hoping to reach 100 miles per hour. And he did just that on the first of 2 runs for an average speed and a new world record of 98 miles per hour. On the 3rd run, at over 100 miles per hour, the boat hit a log and sank. Seagrave and one of his 2 mechanics drowned. A few years later, another land speed pioneer took to the water. At 50 years of age, Sir Malcolm Campbell, 9 times land speed record holder, started the Bluebird legend all over again. In 1935, Campbell had pushed his famous Bluebird car to a new land speed record of just over 300 miles per hour. By 1937, he had the first of the Bluebird boats in the record books, and by 1938, they had the record up to 130 miles per hour. After World War II, Campbell had Bluebird converted to jet propulsion. He was still preparing her for a serious record attempt when he died. The next contender on the water was another land speed veteran. In 1947, London stockbroker John Cobb set a land speed record of almost 370 miles per hour, a record that was to survive a lot longer than he would. In 1952, he pushed his jet-powered triple-hulled Crusader faster than 200 miles per hour and was killed when the craft disintegrated. By now, Sir Malcolm Campbell's son Donald was in the picture. By 1955, his new Bluebird had taken the record beyond 200 miles per hour and was still breaking it 10 years later. In 1964 came Campbell's remarkable double. At Lake Dumbleyong in Western Australia, Bluebird's jet engine hurled Campbell to a new water speed record of 276 miles per hour. In the same year at Lake Eyre in South Australia, Campbell smashed Cobb's 17-year-old record when he pushed the last of the Bluebird cars to just over 400 miles per hour. But like Seagrave and Cobb before him, Donald Campbell was yet another land speed ace who would lose his life on the water. In 1967, on Coniston Water in England, Campbell tried for 300 miles per hour. On his first run, he clocked 297. On his second run, at an estimated speed of 320 miles per hour, Bluebird literally took off.
Complete accident, I'm afraid, over.
When Campbell died, the public fascination with speed for speed's sake on water and on land seemed to die with him. 10 years later, an Australian, Ken Warby, revived local interest with his Spirit of Australia. By now, it was an American, Lee Taylor, who held the record at 285 miles per hour plus. In 1977, Warby chose for his attempt Blowering Dam, 5 hours by road south of Sydney. It gave him a straight 9-mile run of unbroken water. Warby's team was calling it Project 300. As it had been for Donald Campbell, 300 miles per hour was the target, and the odds again were not good.
They told me it's about 50-50. far as the record goes.
But isn't this, for a man with a wife and family, isn't this some sort of madness to chance your life in a 50-50 way?
I don't think so. I think I'm going to be one of the lucky 50, not the unlucky 50.
For his first attempt in October, Warby hadn't been able to get his engine's afterburner to fire. He decided to go without it. And in his maiden innings, Warby scored a duck.
Somebody's hit the rudder and pulled the back bracket out and pushed the top one in. So I reckon they saw a duck disappear under the bow, so it looks as though there's minced duck on the course.
Warby tried again in November. An average speed for 2 runs of 287.5 miles per hour would give him Taylor's record. 300 miles per hour would be even better.
It's something we've really got to play by ear as you go through it. You know, there's not too many people in the world alive today that can tell you what it's all about, really over 200. There's only one that's really alive that's gone faster, and that's Lee Taylor. And I don't think he's going to give any secrets away.
Ironically and tragically, the American Taylor himself would be killed 2 years later doing just what Warby was about to do, and what Campbell had tried to do. That is, go faster than 300 miles per hour. On his first run, Warby in the Spirit of Australia did just that, 300.2 miles per hour. Just before his second run, a water ski runabout plows deadly furrows into the surface. Warby could hardly believe it, but he goes for it anyway. The clock makes it 277 miles per hour. The average for both runs gives Warby a new world record, 288.6 miles per hour. A year later, again at Blowering Dam, Warby came back. The Air Force had helped him rebuild Spirit of Australia with a jet engine that didn't even need an afterburner. On October 8th, he clocked just over 305 miles per hour on his first run. On his second run, he pushes it up to 328 miles per hour. The new world water speed record, and still the mark today at an average of 317.6 miles per hour. Inevitably, perhaps, Warby's mark has already claimed a victim. In 1980, the American Lee Taylor took his 2 million jet boat onto Lake Tahoe in Nevada. Shutting down the engine after reaching 304 miles per hour, Taylor's boat caught a ski. Later, they found 3 pieces of the boat and Taylor's helmet. 2 years ago, an American team called Water Speed Records Incorporated began the chase after Warby's mark. The driver was Craig Arfons, whose father Art had set world land speed records in his famous Green Monster in the 60s. After successful testing last November, they brought their jet-powered hydroplane to Sebring in Florida last weekend for a shot at the record.
The boat's been ready and setting in the trailer and ready to go for 2 weeks. The crew's ready, everybody's ready. We are just, this couldn't be a better time, couldn't be a better time.
After a postponement on Saturday because of rough surface conditions, they decided to make their attempt early on Sunday morning.
You get afraid when you climb into that roller coaster and take the ride, but once it starts down the hill, you feel pretty good about it. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is the ascent down the hill anyway.
Tragically, on his first run and at a speed estimated at more than 350 miles per hour, Craig Arfon's boat lifted, crashed and disintegrated. No one's sure exactly what went wrong, but whatever the cause, history will record that yet another life has been lost on the frontiers of speed.
Well, right now everybody's kind of in shock. We didn't expect this to happen. Safety precautions have been the keynote of this entire campaign, as we've said many times. It appeared as if when Craig hit the afterburner, the boat started to drift to the right.
It lost its aerodynamic stability and it did a snap roll. And then, of course, obviously tumbled end over end. And, you know, it's just one of those things that you have because no one's ever been that fast before and you just don't know until you do it.
And so the water speed record remains at 317.6 miles per hour. Ken Warby the holder. And while it may be some time before another challenger roars onto the scene, sooner or later someone will. And may luck ride with him. He'll need it.